thinking about seasonality as embodied ecology, or situating health within cycles of time. I've always been interested in different systems of reckoning time, and the impact of cycles of time on the human body. Living for some decades now in a body with a menstrual cycle made the impact of at least one of these self-evident. But beyond trading notes with people, likewise cursed by monthly blood sacrifice, clinical practice confirmed that whether or not we realize it, all people are influenced by these broader lunar and seasonal rhythms. We bundle up in winter and wear shorts and sandals in summer. We likely want warmer, heartier, and more carb-heavy meals in winter, and lighter, fresher fare in summer. Big seasonal changes are obvious, but how about the more subtle changes that take us from one season to the next? In ancient Chinese and East Asian culture, lunar as well as solar calendars were used, with the solar calendar functioning as an agricultural calendar. In the system, there were 24 seasonal nodes, or jieti, each of which further separated into 3 periods, making 72 microseasons, if you knew what to look for, when. I almost talked myself out of doing this project after starting it, because while the microseasons are visible enough to me here in Taipei, I don't know that they line up in other places. In the past 10 years, I've lived in Berlin, Baltimore, and Boulder, Colorado. In Boulder, heavy snows may continue through late April or even early May, preventing the riot of blooms already proliferating at lower elevations or warmer latitudes. In Baltimore and D.C., the same cherry blossom trees gifted by the Japanese government many decades ago bloom some weeks before they do in Japan. And in my hometown of Los Angeles, the tenderness of spring elsewhere is already a hot and rainless Mediterranean summer. We're all living in different geographies and experiencing different climates at a time where, like it or not, change is inevitable, bygone. Hell, there's even an entire hemisphere for which seasons are, relatively speaking, backwards. Why think about seasonality? First, even if the timeline or progression maps out a bit differently, we humans are still animals living within broader ecosystems. And I think it's good to have a reminder of our place within those ecosystems. Many of us live locked into built rather than natural landscapes. Within cities or paved over suburban spaces, nature can easily feel other rather than something we are connected to, a part of. If it's not raining or snowing or searingly hot, we don't need to think too much about it when air conditioning or heating systems can keep us comfortable year-round. Nevertheless, just as we adjust our clothing to the season, so too might we benefit from adjusting our daily habits and emotional responses. Seasons are not just climate. They're also a cycle of growth, flourishing, decay, and renewal externalized around us. Honoring these changes is a way to reroute our animal beings in a broader ecological web, a subtle rebellion against the linear, flattened time imposed on us by life under late-stage capitalism. More people I know than not read astrology columns for daily advice. How much of this advice-seeking is coming from the shallow rooting and lack of natural connection inherent to the conditions of modern urban life? What if the natural world could itself be a mirror, prompting you not only to look within, but also suggesting subtle adjustments you can make, adjustments to sleep, diet, and exercise to help improve your quality of life? I don't know your exact condition, geography, or situation. This is a podcast, not medical advice per se. But it is an argument that the answer to what's ailing you won't always be a consumer choice, but sometimes an ecological one. By which I mean making an active decision to reorient yourself and your lifestyle toward living in greater harmony and integration with the world around you. This is an invitation to become better rooted within yourself, your community, and your world. To make choices that respect yourself and the precarity of all of our existences on this fragile and irreplaceable planet we call home. Our bodies and our worlds are not so different, really. So let's explore that connection together, starting by learning about seasonal changes through the 24 seasonal nodes and how we can better adjust our bodies within them.